So first I have to sand down this whole side here. It's not perfect, but I'm going to get a heat gun and melt it so it's nice and round. So basically it looks like this. It's too big. So you have to sand it down so it's about flat as it can be. Then you can see on this side you have to enlarge the hole like a lot. This will all be fixed or scratched later. But you want to enlarge the hole at least so this goes in without any problem. And if I put this in like that, you can see on different sides here where the hole is a little bit too small, especially at the bottom here. So yeah, depending on how you want it, that's what you have to do. So let's see. So I've tried to push this in. You can see on that side here how much you have to cut. It depends on how far you want them in, of course, but yeah. So what I did was, basically with the heat gun I put out these steps, well, as much as I can inside. The only disadvantage is when you heat this up, you kind of melting the plug here. So when you buy the loom or make something, make sure that you reshape it kinda. Now with this being reshaped, you can see on each side how much you have to cut off really to make it work. So what I do, I start with these sides that it looks like it needs more space. So on this side is fine. You can see it needs a bit more and it needs a lot more on this side, and I know the bottom needs to be done. So I will start sanding on these sides, then try to fit it, resand, try to fit it, yeah. So I push this in and you can see the fitment is already a lot better. It's it needs a tiny bit more on this side, and the bottom isn't too bad actually. It's better than the other side. So this is how it looks so far, but you have to decide how far you want it in. So if you want it sticking out, sitting like that for example, then you would have to sand down the bottom a tiny bit. This one I put a little bit more in. You can see now I have a gap there, so I need to get fiberglass and make something nicer of this later. But yeah, I'm going to sand down on this side a tiny bit more so I can position a little bit more to the left. Yeah. So you can see I have more space now on this side. Now I need to position at the bottom. Not really there, but it's more behind the lights, which needs a little bit of an angle. But yeah, that's basically how you do it. So now I'm going to cut behind this light a bit so I can move it up and about. So here you see the two lights fitted. They're a bit dirty now, but yeah, so this is kinda the way I want them. What I want to do though is, if possible, which is really annoying because if you do that, you know, destroys stuff. However, I do have two options. I can put tiger seal around this for an O-ring, fiberglass maybe first, a little bit more better, and then put tiger seal around it so it stays nice in one place. Same with this side, put tiger seal all around it so it looks like it should be like this. Or you can put extend the fiberglass from here to there. The only benefit is if the lights break, you have to cut the fiberglass. So that's not a good thing. You can see my Dremel skills aren't the best, but if you fill this all up with tiger seal and you make this all black, I don't think you see the difference. I'm going to tint the lights anyway. So if you put them like that, this is how they would look, kind of like that. This is how they would look on the car. So I don't think they're too bad. Only bit you might find some make some brackets, because if you look at the back, there's nothing here. So you need to find. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bolt with tiger seal, I think, or something. Put it in here long enough so it comes out to the back on this side, and then put a knot on there, which should hopefully work. But this is one light, so I'm going to do the same, Dremel this down, put it on the other side and see how it goes. Well, I know I should pass a normal, you know, plug, but I found these. They are a little bit smaller than these over here, but they actually fit. So you just crimp the top part, not the bottom part, so it stays nice and round. So I'm going to test that on both sides to see if the lights are working. So to see if the lights are working, I just connected them and we'll turn on this button, and there we go. So we have two working tail lights. They look white. Then I will check the stop light. Replicating the stop light is a little bit harder because of the length of the cables, but I will have one green cable here, and when I put that into that red one here, it will replicate the stop light. So basically, I'll show you. So this is normal, and then I decide to stop. You can see how bright that is compared to just the normal tail lights. There's no indicators yet or reverse lights, but the idea is to make the reverse lights or in here, which will be harder because I have to reprogram and resolder. The other option is because this is like a mirror, I would say, if I would make them inside here, for example, just one round circle, it should work that way as well. But yeah, pretty simple. So if everyone is wondering, on 14.1 volt, it's using 0.08 amp. If I put the brake light on, like I'm going to stop, it will go to 0.82 amp. It's still basically nothing really. So here's the other side. It's a bit different because you can see it's come from the top here. Well, on this side it's a little bit less. So something to sort out for later. The braking parts, I will test that now at the same time. So there we go. Braking, not braking, braking, not braking, braking, not braking. So yeah, that seems to work. Now I'm going to test them on the car. Okay, so that one, if you see the plug like this, if you have the plug like that, the red one is when you turn the lights on, the lights go on, and the next two on the right is the wire that goes on when you press the brake lights. The indicator light is this one over here, because you can see it's doing this at the moment. I actually have something for that, but yeah. So here are the lights mounted for now. I haven't finished them yet. As you can see, I still have to do, all this stuff because they point to the right now, which isn't good. This one is better, but that one I have to push a bit. I think it happened when I was, redoing the car or so, but clearly they have to be pushed in because they point to the right, which is they have to put straight. So let's see if I can do that now. So I pointed them a little bit more down, as you can see. I did those two, did that one, and I still have to do the right one because we are in the UK, so it's going to point up. So what I have to do is get this fiberglass more out, so it covers this. Same with that side, so it covers both of them a little bit more. And on this side, the lights themselves are good. Just have to get this fiberglass. So it covers this edge here, and then covers this edge here. This is how they look from the back, but if I point them straight backwards. Now if I turn the lights on, you can see how the first three are pointing nicely to the back, so the other one is pointing up, and it definitely looks better pointing to the back. So something to do, not now, but to do in general, and then get it all sorted. So to give you an indication how it's going to look, I'm going to put my phone here and turn on my car, and you will see.